Hey everyone, I'm Benjamin Sullivan, and on this episode of Ben's Tech Support, I'm going to be installing some RGB fans in my gaming computer. But first, let me introduce my gaming computer to you. So this is my gaming desktop that I call Rainbow. Now it's not the newest or the most up-to-date or the fanciest computer you can get, but I love it. I built it myself and it plays most games very well. So from right here you can see that I've got the rainbow light up keyboard, the rainbow light up mouse, got a pretty cool looking desktop background, and then if we come over here you can see that the side of the computer is plexiglass, so you can see inside of it, but it's kind of hard to see what's inside because there's no lights on the inside. Wouldn't it be cool if we had some fans that were RGB, light up fans? So it has Windows 10 Professional 64-bit edition, it has a 1TB solid-state hard drive, it has an AMD FX 6-core processor, 32 gigs of RAM, and a GeForce GTX 1080 with 8 gigs of video RAM. So yeah, not a bad system at all, and it plays most games I throw at it at high quality. So I love it, but there is one thing it's kinda missing. So what is the one thing that this computer could be missing? How about some RGB fans? Well, that's where this box is gonna come in handy. Let's see. It says, build your dream gaming PC. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is shut down the computer, disconnect all the peripherals, and then bring it over to the other spot on the table that's open and clear to make it easier to work on. Let's see how fast the computer listens to me. Computer, shut down now. Let's see how fast this computer is and how well it listens to me. Computer, shut down now. Okay, time to disconnect all the components. As you can see, the computer has been moved to the workspace area and we're ready to get busy. So let's grab a screwdriver. And let's get ready to install our fans. But first, something really cool. Let's enable first-person view. Hey, this is pretty cool. Okay, so the first thing is you can see that we've got this plexiglass cover on the case, acting like a force field. What we want to do is get in and we want to replace that fan, the fan in the back, and we also want to replace this fan, the fan in the front. So, first thing we need to do is remove these screws, which you can remove with fingers. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove the 4 screws. There's this one here, this one up here, and then there's this one here, and then this one here. So that's the first step, is remove all 4 screws. Now let's go ahead and carefully take the cover off. Okay, so now we have access to the inside of the computer. So first we want to go ahead and remove this fan. So let's go ahead and trace this wire here. I'm going to go ahead and unplug that. And then what we want to do is take our screwdriver and we want to remove these 4 screws from the back. So let's go ahead and remove the screws. Got to switch it to a Phillips head. And let's go ahead and remove the 4 screws. Okay, that takes care of that fan. Okay. This fan right here, it looks like the screws are in the front, so we're going to have to turn the computer case to the front. Okay, and it looks like we need to pop the front cover off. So I think we just have to grab the top and the bottom and just gently pull out like this. Okay, I'll just set that down. Okay, and it actually looks like there's room to add another fan up here. So we're going to go ahead and remove this fan, and I'm pretty sure that kit comes with 3. So if that kit comes with 3, then we're going to go ahead and put a 3rd fan up here. But let's go ahead and remove these screws right here. So we want to remove all 4 of them. Okay, so we got rid of all 4 screws. Now we just need to trace the cable, and it looks like the cable goes down here. So we might actually have to take the other side panel off if it comes off. Let's look and see. Okay, it looks like I might be able to just pop this off. Go ahead and set that down. Okay, so now we have all of our wires here, and what we need to do is find the wire for this fan. All we got to do is trace it. Okay. Aha, so it's buried in here, so let's go ahead and undo this tie wrap. Okay, tie wrap undone. And we're still going to follow the cable. And here's where this fan goes. So let's go ahead and unplug this cable. Okay, cable unplugged. Fan removed. Okay, so we went ahead and removed both fans. Now let's go ahead and unbox the box that has the new fans, the RGB fans. Okay, so here's the box that contains the new fans. And it even says on it 3-pack. So we've got a 3-pack of RGB fans. Let's see what's in here. We're going to go ahead and open the box. Little piece of styrofoam. That doesn't need to be in there. Okay, so we've got the user manual, just in case I need it. Okay, and we have how many fans? 1, 2, and 3. So we do have all 3 fans. And then it looks like these are the wires that come with it and the controller board and also a remote control. Okay, so let's go ahead and unbox this as well. Okay, and some more screws. Okay, so this looks like the controller board, so it looks like the fans have to plug into here, but it also looks like this requires a SATA port. If we look at the connector right here, yeah, that looks like a SATA connector. So as long as we have a spare SATA connector, we can make this work. If not, I might have to get an adapter. So let's go ahead and look inside the case. So I got plenty of room down here, so I might just go ahead and mount this down here. And it looks like it even came with like double-sided tape on the back to make it easy to mount. So I'm just going to go ahead and wipe this out. And I'll probably just go ahead and mount it in here like that with the double-sided tape, right? Mount it down with the double-sided tape. And then we need to make sure we have the right power adapter, the SATA cable. So let's go ahead and see if we can find one of those. And it looks like we do have one right here. This is an extra SATA one, but we got to make sure it'll reach. We got to make sure it's long enough, because it looks like it's got to go through that hole. It may not reach while it's tied up, so I got to go get the wire cutters and cut the tie wrap. Okay, I got my wire cutters, and so just got to be very careful that we cut the tie wrap without cutting any of the wires. I think we got this. Okay, so now I just got to take one of these connectors right here, and what I need to do is put it through that hole that's in there. So let me turn this thing around. Yeah, I can see there's a red SATA cable in that case. That's where I got to get that cable to go. It's got to come up through there. Oh, and I think I got it. I got it. Okay. So, now that we've got this in here, let's get the controller board. Alright, it should plug into this cable right here if done properly. Want to make sure I do this right. And then let's go ahead and mount it. Okay, so we've got the controller board installed inside the case. So now the next step is to install the case fans. There's 3 of them, so we're going to do 2 in the front and 1 in the back. Now the most important thing to remember when you're installing case fans is airflow. You want to make sure that the cool air blows in the correct direction, but that doesn't mean you want all the fans blowing air in. What you want to do is generally in the front part, you want the front part to blow air into the case, but then you want the back to blow the hot air out of the case. So right here we look at the fans. Notice how there's bars on this side of the fan, right? You can see there's bars on this side, but then there's no bars on this side. So generally the air comes out of the side the bars are on. So that means for the front of the case, which would be right here, we're going to want the 2 front fans to blow air into the case. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one right here, line it up, and then install the screws. Line it up and then grab the screwdriver. Okay, gotta be careful and... Okay, and now the second fan. The front fans need to blow air inside the case, so let's go ahead and line this one up and let's get these ones installed. Okay, so right around here. Okay, this is the last screw for this fan. Let's go ahead and get it in nice and tight. Okay. So both of these fans are going to be blowing air into the case. Now let's move to the back of the case. And so this fan is going to be the rear fan. And remember, the rear fan, we want it to blow the hot air out of the case. So it needs to be placed on this direction. Okay, let's go ahead and do the screws on the back fan. Okay, so we have the rear fan, which is blowing the hot air out of the case. And then over here, we have our two front fans blowing the cool air into the case. So now that we have all three fans in place, let's go ahead and connect the wires. It looks like we have one wire here, because right now this is going to provide power to all the fans. So let's go ahead and plug the fans in. I'm going to undo this tie wrap. And it looks like that one's going to plug in here. Let's go ahead and get that plugged in. And now fans 2 and 3 are right here. Short enough, I mean, they're close enough that we don't need to undo the tie wrap. Let's go ahead and get those in. Okay, so we have all of our fans installed, it looks like. We have all the fans, right? We have the two front fans, and then we have the rear fan all connected to the controller. So let's go ahead and put this thing back together again. Just like Humpty Dumpty, gotta put it back together again. Okay, so the fans have been installed, and now it's just time to hook everything back up, and then we'll turn this baby on and see what happens. Okay, let me go ahead and just connect all the cables. Okay, you ready? Let's turn it on and let's see what happens. Actually, you know what? I think I decided, now that I'm done rebuilding the computer, let's wait until the next video before we see if the fans actually work. Okay, let's give it a go. Power button. Let's go ahead and press power, and if I installed the fans correctly, we should see some beautiful colors. Oh, look at that! It's so beautiful. It's so cosmic. It's also kind of romantic in a nerdy way, but look at that, all the different colors. I kind of feel like Dr. Frankenstein. It's alive! Oh wow, look at that. It's not just different colors, but different patterns too. Okay, let's see how it looks with the lights off. It's pitch black, except you can see the light from the keyboard and the mouse. And now let's turn this baby on. Ooh. Psychedelic. Cosmic. Whatever you want to call it, it's awesome. Now even cooler, it came with this. It came with a little remote control so that you can actually control the fans. For example, let's say you want to be boring and you don't want any colors at all. I can push this to turn off the colors. Let's go ahead and turn it back on. Now, let's say you only want red. I can push this button to make it only red. Or what if you only want green? Or what if you only want blue? Or what if you only want white? There we go. So see, you can actually choose which color you want. Or let's go back to rainbow. I think I just hit this button to go back to rainbow. Yep. Mission accomplished. Look at those beautiful lights. Well, thank you very much for watching my video. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Thank you very much and have a great day, everyone.